they've just raised a Series C. Mistral have agreed a 1.3 billion euro deal. So the Dutch chip equipment maker ASML and the French artificial intelligence champion have agreed a $1.3 million deal. The ASML company, they're a chip creator, are investing 1.3 million into Mistral, forging an alliance between two of Europe's leading technology companies at a time of heightened concerns over reliance on US big tech groups. Mistral is really the only competitive European model. It has a good position in that it's in the EU, and the EU AI Act, which is going to, well, has already begun to have an impact in what artificial intelligence can be used. Mistral is in a really good position to place themselves as the primary AI within the EU. That said, we also had news that the EU is thinking about investing in their own large language model, so building a large language model for the EU specifically. Don't know why they're not working with Mistral, because Mistral have been doing this for a few years and have a solid model. Let's see where Mistral currently lands. Oh, no, let's do it on LM Arena. Excuse me, because it's a lot easier. So I'm going to go to the leaderboards inside of LM Arena, and we're going to look for Mistral in text, generally in the top 20 or so. 14th. Mistral sitting in 14th on LM Arena for the text competition in particular. Mistral medium 2508. So they are in the running. Was 30th below Claude 3.7 Sonnet. I would say they're not a front runner by any means. That's primarily the US and the Chinese models, but they have a horse in the race, and with an additional 1.3 billion euros, maybe they can begin to push forward. But put this in the context of Anthropic's recent raise. So Anthropic, the creators of Claude, last Monday, so about 8 days ago, confirmed that they'd raised an additional $13 billion. The problem with a lot of EU and non-American and non-Chinese artificial intelligence is that the companies in Europe, companies in the UK, not that I can think of any, are behind and need to spend a lot more in order to catch up, based on our current paradigm, which is just throw more compute at the problem, so build large data centers and spend more money training. Based on that, they just need to spend more money, but instead they're spending less money, so it's going to be very hard to catch up with companies like OpenAI, like Anthropic, even like Grok. Grok was built by brute forcing the problem of training a model by building one of the largest data centers on Earth, throwing money at the problem, and now Grok is competitive. So Grok sits at 8th place, for example, Grok 4 in the LM Arena. Unfortunately, 1.3 billion euros, a huge, is probably not enough to sustain, and certainly not enough to catch up. Great that there is some movement.